in 7 weeks away. So to discuss this and much more, we'd like to welcome him to the stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. Thank you so much for joining us live in New York. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Now, you were the Chief of Staff in 2018. Apologies. In 2018, when the President was elected. You've got elections coming up in December. What are you going to do to make sure they're free and fair?
Thank you very much. The main role of Independent Commission, Electoral Commission, is to give the guarantees for all parties about elections. Now we have the law about the election. This law has a calendar. The calendar, we must organize the election at 20 December. The campaign of all politicians is begin at 19 November. Today, we finish enrollment of voters. We know the number of voters in our country is a big country. We have 100 million persons for population for all Congo and 23 voters. Secondly, we finish to dispatch the electoral materials on all centers for electoral. And today, because the big goal is to have the free, independent, and very credible elections. Today, it's not only Tshisekedi candidate. We have all opponents, the big opponents, today from the next week, I think 2 weeks ago, they joined the process and they, I'm sure it become a big game and very, very lovely for the Congolese.
So you are allowing many opponents to run, and you will allow monitors in if for any irregularities at the polls? Will there be international monitors who will be there on polling day?
Yes. The Congo has the same story. From 2006, when we finished the election, we see in the state of Congo the rebels. The rebels supported by 2 countries, Uganda and Rwanda. And after the election of 2011, Kabila be elected again. And we see again another rebellion, and the UN forces, especially special brigade of African soldiers, finish this rebellion. Now, I'm disappointed to see after 2 years, from 18, we see again the rebel called M23. In the part of east of Congo now, we have the war. Persons are died. And from 94, after genocide in Rwanda, it's 10 million persons in the east of Congo are died. And I'm disappointed to see how international community is mobilized for Ukraine and Russia war. And the last month, between Israel and Gaza. We need the same attention for the east of Congo.
And I do want to come back to the east of Congo in a little bit. But first of all, I'd like to talk a little bit about some of the crackdowns on freedom of expression that are happening from your own government. One of our journalists, Stanis Buzakare, has been arrested. Amnesty has called for those charges to be dropped immediately. They've said they're trumped-up charges. What are you doing to make sure he will be released and protect freedom of expression?
Stanis Buzakare is a professional journalist.
Yes, he works for Reuters.
And he has my support. But I cannot say anything about the processes in justice in our country. I think the head of state and the authorities of justice will talk about the rights of these journalists. Will be free, I think.
You yourself.
But all opponents now can talk free and on their members in the meeting, and is a good thing.
You yourself have been charged and convicted and released. Is that the justice that Stanis has to go through?
That is a good example. I was in the jail 2 years ago, and with my passions, the justice now, I'm free, and I become a vice prime minister.
Okay, let's shift to Eastern Congo. You mentioned before the Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, spoke to your president this week, as well as Rwanda's president, and asked you to de-escalate. What is Congo doing to de-escalate near the border?
About the force of UN in the east of Congo? Yes, when we signed at 1919 the agreement with the UN, it was not to put in the Congo the soldier forever. From this year until today, since 19 until today, it's 25 years. 18,000 soldiers. They finished all in all parties in the country, but now for two territories, Masisi and Rutshuru, we ask them to finish the job and to go after consultation between UN and the government of Congo. It is not a decision is taken by our president and indeed now. No, we'll discuss and to see how to organize this withdrawal of the UN forces.
Can you risk it with the conflict escalating, having peacekeepers removed? We've seen tensions rising in that area. Is it wise to have the peacekeepers gone at this moment in time?
No, it's possible to pacify the east of Congo and the all Great Lakes, because when the president upon the Tshisekedi take the power in Congo, the first destination for him was Rwanda. In Rwanda, I'm, I think, a witness because I participated in the meeting between him and his brother Kagame. Mm. He proposed to the president of Rwanda the common projects for the common benefits for our two peoples. And one example I can give you, it's Rwandair, the airlines company Rwandese. And this vision of the President Tshisekedi was for all 9 neighbors of our country, because we are a big country in Central of Africa, and we must play a big role to set up this part of to stand up this part of Africa. If the Congo is like the elephant is sleeping now, if we stand up and walk, it is work with neighbors, and the Africa, I think it's become the big continent, a good partner for the world.
So you believe that economic cooperation is possible with your neighbours to lift, to even as the situation is escalating in terms of tensions?
It is not impossible, because France and Germany, they was the enemy. Now they become the friends and complices in Europe. I think the vision of the President of Tshisekedi and the dream is to see all leaders of Africa like Africa, talk with Africa, and have the common strategy for the development of Africa. But we can go step by step. We have a SADC, we have a Eastern African community, and the Central Economic Organization, and the CDIO in West Maghreb, Morocco, Libya, and Tunisia, enough. I think Congo is the heart of Africa. Congo is big. Congo has a good and strategic position. We have minerals, we have water, we have bush, we have land. The land in Congo is like China. We can produce for 2,000 persons.
So let's talk a little bit about those minerals. You're renegotiating deals for minerals with China. How do you ensure that in those renegotiations, everyone in your country benefits? I mean, 2 million people are dying of starvation. You've got women and children. You mentioned the figures in East Congo. How do you renegotiate with China so that it can lift your own country?
Yes. The President Tshisekedi and all of the governments at the time I was the chief of staff, it's not acceptable. The minerals are the minerals of the Congolese, but the benefit is for the Chinese. So that we told to our partners, Chinese, we can do the partner in French, in English, if you don't know, agreement. Mm-hmm. Win-win. Mm-hmm. The Chinese win and the Congolese win. And the first step is the trip did my president in China, and they agree, both of the president Chinese is now, thank you Fungurume, TFM is the big country, the big company for the Chinese. Now we can renegotiate the agreement. With Sikomin, another company of Chinese, now is 50% for China and 50% for Congo. Before Tshisekedi, it was only 20% for Congo. It's not acceptable. And another challenge is the transformation of minerals in our country to give job, to give the benefit of these minerals, to finance agriculture, because the vision of the president of my country, I think for sustainable development, we can put the money in agriculture.
So you've just said you've negotiated from 20% to 50%. What do those jobs look like for Congolese? What is what are the jobs that come from this renegotiation?
Now we have a new enterprise we call Authority of to buy something to help the company which is work in mines. That is now exclusively for the Congolese. Is the authority of sous-traitance in French. Sous-traitance is like if, no, for example, if you are a big company for mines, if you want another products, we can ask the Congolese company to bring it for you, not mine and another thing.
Okay. There have been a number of coups in Africa recently, the region's instability. How much does that worry you? I mean, you've seen coups in many of your neighbouring countries. What is your concern level there? How much of a threat is it?
I don't understand your question.
We've seen coups, Burkina Faso, Mali, removal of government. Are you worried about the instability in your own region, in your own country? Coup d'etat.
Yes. You talk about that we see in West.
Yes.
No. In our country, I think now we began the elections at 2006. Second experience at 2011. Third experience at 19. And now is the fourth experience. I think we must build a small cohesion between the leaders, between the population, because we have many ethnics in our country. 400 and a half ethnics in Congo, but 4 national languages.
How much of a threat is ICE, Islamic State, in Congo versus some of the other countries?
How much what?
Of a threat is ICE, Islamic State, in the Congo versus in West Africa?
I have not the answer for your question, but I know the Congo is the big country in Central of Africa. It can do a big role for peace in each part of Africa.
Okay.
And we are member of African Union.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this occasion.
We really appreciate it.
To reach my English.
No, my French.
Your English is a lot
Thank
better
you
than
very
her
much.
French. Just kidding. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Merci
very much.
beaucoup.
Merci.
So that concludes day one of Reuters Next. A huge thank you. No, it does not conclude. That's news to me. We have another panel. Jane, do you want to get up and introduce the final panel?
I can introduce it.
Please do, yeah.
I'm the moderator.
Come on up. So if you guys can exit stage
Thank
left,
you
and we'll
very
bring on the
much.
next panel. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Oh, please stay though. Stay.
Thank you very much. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, sir. Good luck. Thank you. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'll be my own introducer. We will be joined for the final panel tonight by Jared Bernstein, the White House Economic Advisor, and he should be joining us